How's it going, Blazers? Working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. We're going to try this again. We're using a not LG, Logitech 920S. So I tried this on a previous one. So I tried to see if it worked. It didn't work very well. So now I went and actually did some YouTube searching, tried to figure out how it would work, and then I had to adjust the lens, and then I broke some stuff. So not too great for that. But so the discussion of today is going to be CRKT versus Kershaw for basically the assisted knives. So you have Speed Safe versus I don't even know what CRKT calls their assisted knife, but let me know as far as how the live stream is coming. It looks pretty good on the screen. That is that away, but I don't know how it's coming off on your side. As far as audio side, video looks pretty good. It seems pretty decently in focus. It's a little bit out of focus on the table, but once I lift something up, it should be able to be pretty well in focus there. So they're just using a webcam. So that's the CRKT. Welcome to folks on. But I have some of the ones that are the Kershaw side. So this is kind of one that is, I think, is one of the best ones as far as any type of assisted from Kershaw. That's going to be the Blur. So this one was actually done by Martial Law 123. So this is going to be the one I have here. And I do apologize. For a long time I was calling him Marshmallow. I reread his screen name. This was actually Martial Law instead of Marshmallow. So I do apologize for that, Marshall. But we're going to have that one there. So as far as the good side about the Kershaws is it's basically a flow through, so you can actually see right through it. It doesn't have any type of back spring. It doesn't have anything that's in the way, but that's something that is a nice thing about it. So it's really well done as far as how it looks, but overall the kick on it, it depends on what you're looking for. So the kick on the CRKTs are going to be quite a bit more. So this is one that I picked up earlier. There's a crack shot. So as far as the comparison, I guess you guys decide on your own. But so this is the CRKT, and then this is going to be in the Kershaw. So fairly decent in speed, but the CRKT has a lot more kick to it. So in the way that it works, it does have a little, it's almost like a flipper tab in a sense that is in there because it has a little, basically a lobe and almost like a leaf spring on the back side of it. So that's where it actually flips open. So as it goes over that lobe, then it kicks it out like a regular flipper tab, and it kicks pretty hard. So that's going to be that one there. This one was provided to the pass-around group for the Apex pass-around group, so do appreciate that quite a bit. But this one's going to be the fast lane. This is a new one for CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. But let me know as far as what things are going on out there as well. I'm not seeing anything in the chat window, so I don't know if you guys are saying anything or not. Again, I'm still testing out using a webcam and a laptop, but that is something that I am testing out to see how it works. But currently, I don't see anything. So hopefully, you guys are coming through all right, and hopefully things are going okay. But I will continue on anyway. So if you're saying anything, I apologize. I'm not getting anything on my end as far as what you folks are saying. But between the two, I personally, I think that that CRKT doesn't get a lot of credit for their assisted knives, but it does really work very well. As far as just aesthetic purposes, that's where you're going to have for Kershaw. But one thing I found within the leaks, I don't know if you guys have the same issue with yours, but mine has play on it. I have two different leaks, and then I tested both of them. So when I actually hold on to it, and then it has an up and down play for it. You probably won't be able to hear that. Well, you might be able to hear that. That's just holding that and kind of wiggling it. So not great for that. I wasn't aware of that for a while, but it's just something that came about. Hey, we got somebody on. Yeah, they do. So that's something that, yeah, they don't get known for it very much. but their assisted knives are very, very strong. So I think out of even some of the strict automatic knives, CRKT does a really good job with it. So again, it's not going to be a flow through pattern. So between like the blur and then this other knife, you're going to have this little back spring for it instead of this one would have the speed safe spring that's on the side. I did have a dividend one break before, and I don't know if that's why it kind of turned me off from it, but when the dividend first came out, I was fidgeting with it, of course, which you shouldn't be doing. It's bad for the spring or whatever else, but I was fidgeting with it, and then the spring cracked, and then I got a free spring. They sent it over to me, but it was kind of just one of those things where I was like, I didn't really like it too much. And that's where I do like, as far as the blur, as far as where it drops down. So it actually drops down, gets you in the thumb, then you can close the rest of the way. So that's one thing that I really like about the blur. So this is probably my pinnacle for speed safe within Kershaw. And I think the speed safe is actually up. So you can actually probably see this on some other knives. If I'm not mistaken, their patent ran out. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be using it because it seems like it's a really big pain to get things tooled up to actually do the speed safe mechanism. So I don't know if it would actually be worthwhile for folks. But again, this is kind of the difference between the knives. So without doing any flipping action for it, so this is just pushing out on the thumb stud. So I guess you guys be the judge of it as far as which one you guys would prefer for that. Again, I'm not going to be kicking it out any, just going to be pushing it open so it actually takes over for the spring. So I guess, what do you guys like? What do you guys prefer? That's what you got there. And then I did come across, so if you guys didn't know, as far as Walmart's 10 flipper has been something that's been a really popular knife. Not a popular knife, but kind of a sought after one, like kind of like the Grail knife, where like, oh, they had like a $3 knife or $4 knife. So that was this one. And then so Ohio Knife Guy let me know about, I guess, where this came from. So this one came out, I think, a few years after the other knife, which is this one. So this is actually one that is by, who's it by? Browning. So Browning made this one. So this is the black label. It's still not great. If I can be honest about that, it's still not a great knife, but you can see, I mean, it's pretty much a direct copy of each other. One's a little bit bigger. So this is the Browning, and this is the Walmart. So this one has like 3 CR steel. This one has 8 CR13. It still kind of sucks, but you can flip it out with your thumb. Flipper tab is not great. So the detent is like, wah, wah. And still with this one, no. So you have to give it a wrist on both of them. So that's how those go. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, but I can see where it came from. But one thing that you do get with the Browning is going to be a deep carry pocket clip. That's tip up or tip down. So that's where you can go either way. And also has on the other side. So the Browning one has a left-hand carry, right-hand carry, tip up, tip down. So it's everything that you kind of want and that a lot of companies don't give you. And then this one, as far as the Walmart one, is just a tip down carry, which is still right and left-hand carry, but it's kind of like the wrong way to carry a knife now. So that's one thing that people don't like about it, but that the benefit of it is it's ambidextrous. Right hand, left hand, back pocket, tip down is the way to go for that. And it's really not too horrible. Well, that clip's horrible because it's not deep carry at all, but that's what you get for it. So what is your guys' opinions as far as tip up, tip down? Are you guys really against that as far as that goes? And also, if you guys have any questions, do let me know as well in the comments. I only got 2 comments so far from folks. But if you guys have anything else, let me know as well as we go through some of these other things on the table, as well as just random conversations about it. So the camera that I work with is the Logitech 920S. When I first tried it out, it was kind of just strobing, so it was like not finding where I was looking at. So every time I would move, it would be like strobing on, strobing on. It was just horribly done. So I found basically on YouTube where you can basically take everything apart and then turn the actual lens, basically a quarter turn at a time until it works pretty well. Tip up all the way, Ryan. So, hey, and that's the way people carry nowadays is tip up. Other than some knives, I think like the Microtech Solcom Elite is kind of a tip down because it's just such a big knife. But now those are ones I haven't actually experienced out. I see it. I might get one sometime, but I'm going to work on my own design before I got to start selling some stuff too. So look out for that too, because I got a lot of things that I need to fund, and I'm going to have to start selling some stuff to do that, as far as doing the whole knife brand and everything else, which is a lot of little things. So, but also now, as I was coming across this Browning, I picked up this Browning. So this one's called the Easy Money, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if you guys have seen something like this before, but this was like $10 on Smoky Mountain. So the way that it opens, it's kind of ballad song-ish. So it has 3 different blades for it. Fastball, the fastball I don't like. I have a fastball somewhere. Okay, there you go. So the fastball is good for their newest one. So they changed something with it for the actual cleaver version. So if anybody has a cleaver version and wants to trade, let me know, because I don't like this one as much. So the fastball is not assisted, so you're going to have a fairly strong detent to get it to not fail each time. So that was kind of, it seems like their point was to make it deploy and not fail at all. Even as hard as you tried, you wouldn't be able to fail it. It seemed like that was their goal. So, ow. So, that wasn't, I wasn't trying to do that, but my finger slipped off on that twice and it kind of hurts. But if you get it right, then you'll get used to it. But it is quite a strong detent to actually deploy it. Let's bring out the Lyman tool gauge while I'm here and see what this does. So again, 2 to 3 pounds is my preference as far as what I like now for a knife. And then let's see what this one comes to be. This is probably going to be pretty high. So 4 pounds, 8.4 ounces. That looks reversed on the screen, so I don't think that works very well. No, that doesn't work either. So 4 pounds, 8.4 ounces. That's high. I mean, that's the way that you can get it where it doesn't fail on deployment, but I just don't like it. So as you get used to it, I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but you still do notice that on your finger, because then you still do have jimping right here on the tab. But again, at a SHOT Show, I was able to handle the cleaver version, and it actually, I like that one a lot better. It seems smoother. The detent is lighter, but it still deploys well. So if you haven't seen that one, check that one out for it. But that's the fastball. So as far as fastball or speed safe, it depends on what you're looking for. If I was, I guess, if it's this fastball, I would go with the speed safe or Kershaw. If it's the other fastball, which is the cleaver version, then I would go with that. Because always the downside to any type of assisted knife is you're going to have that spring that's pushing back on you. So that's going to be the thing that I feel takes away from the experience of the knife, because it actually it doesn't close all the way. So you always have to go in, push it back to So even if you get it to that point, you still have that spring that you're working with. So I feel it takes away from the knife other than more of a manual. So the manual one just goes all the way back down. Manual one again. Back down, manual. And it might be just me, but does anybody else hate, I don't know if it's hate, but dislike to a high degree an axis lock that's assisted? It just takes away every type of enjoyment for an axis lock for me, because you have to then disengage it, then hit the spring, then come around to push it back down. I don't like it at all. So let me know as far as what you guys think about those. What else did we have there? Yeah, so the fastball is, yeah, it's not assisted, but yeah, the detent's really strong on it. But yeah, if you get the one that is the cleaver side, from the experience for the few that they had at SHOT Show, that would be the way that I would go with it, is the cleaver version. If you don't like the cleaver blade, that might be something just a total deal breaker for you. But that's something that is not bad. Have anybody heard of GoWell? I didn't. They reached out to me on Instagram, I think. Uh, they're starting to come out with a few other models, but I think this is like an $11 knife. So if anybody experienced was it the flat iron? The flat iron is similar to this, but so far I haven't liked any flat iron. But they are coming out with one that's D2 and blue micarta for like $50. But this is like a knife that is, I think, $10. And I think it has better blade steel than the regular. I think it's like 3 CR, or it's some pretty low steel quality on the Gerber. Gerber is making some attempts to get better as they go, but I don't know. I mean, I prefer this over the standard flat iron, and then this one is fairly cheap on Amazon for GoWell. Weird name, but they're stuck with it because it was already trademarked for them. But GoWell Gear, they have, I think, of like 3 knives coming out as well. There's Marshall. And Marshall, for the longest time, I thought your handle name was Marshmallow. And I've called you Marshmallow, I think, for like a year now. So Marshall Law 123 is the one that did this for me. So he's the one that did the inlays, and it makes it a lot better. So I didn't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, for some reason I thought your screen handle was Marshmallow. But also let me know as far as how this camera is working. So instead of using my cell phone, instead of using a regular camera, I am using a actual webcam attached to my laptop. So that's something that I'm trying out with that to see how it works. Oh, is that where it came from? I just thought I thought it was marshmallow. But if you guys have any questions on things on the table and everything, but going back to my first point of it, if you like kick, CRKT is the way to go for kick on their assisted knives, because it kicks harder than most Protex, which I guess is good and bad, depends on what you like. And they're inexpensive because, as somebody else alluded to, most people don't know that they have assisted knives. I think every brand has an assisted knife because a lot of people like them, especially when you get started, or if that's just what you really like, is kind of your thing. But I mean, that's how fast these things pop out. So I'm not kicking it out. I'm not flipping it with my thumb. I'm just getting it to the point where the assist takes over. And I don't know if it comes across on the audio side, but I mean, that's pretty impressive. So again, this one just breaking it to the point where it takes over and it flips out. Breaking this one till the point it takes over. much slower, different sound. This one's a lighter blade, of course, but flips out pretty quick for it. But as I said, it has a little bit of play. So that's one thing I found on both of my Kershaw leaks, that it has play with it. And also, so going from Kershaw to another Kershaw, does anybody have this? Does anybody remember what this is? Marshall knows what this one is, but let's see if anybody else does. This is by far, out of every knife that I've handled, the worst pocket clip. Not because of the pocket clip, but because of all this rubber. If you try to put this in and out of your pocket, it's just horrible. It grabs like nothing else to your pocket, and it makes it really bad. So I don't know what's up with that, but this is really a horrible one. It's not that bad of a knife. It is basically one that is a manual, so you do have that manual action for it. So that works pretty well. So this one, yeah, cheese grater. So this one might go over to Marshall too, because this would be a pretty nice knife without all this stuff. Marshall, did you do one of these yet? I don't know if you did, but so one of the things also with the popularity of one of these knives coming about, granted, it's a little bit biased in a sense because I work with them, but out of these two knives, which one would you choose? So this is something that it got compared to a little bit as far as what it is. Cool. Yeah, we might set that up later. Tucson? What about Tucson? Tucson, what the WTW? Not up to the acronyms. I don't know what that means, but not a Tucson. I don't have any Tucsons on the table. The only Tucson I have is a TS80, and that also has a bad pocket clip too, because for some reason they made the corners which actually make contact with your pocket square, which doesn't make sense because it needs to go over that, which isn't great. Yeah, so not a Pelican, but this one is a Penguin. So Pelican's the S35, this one's Penguin, and then of course the Rat 2. So I guess out of these two, I mean, they're roughly the same size for it. I put a Benchmade clip on this one, but I mean, that's kind of the sizing for it and everything else. D2, D2, micarta, and then I think this one's G10. I think it's G10. And then I put a deep carry clip on it. Oops, sorry, out of frame. Yeah, pretty close. Yep, so those are the ones there. Also, another brand, I thought it was pretty interesting because I haven't had a ceramic knife before, but this one's a company called Cool Hands, and then it actually is a real bamboo. So real bamboo scale, and then it is actually a ceramic blade. So this one was, I think $10, and I think it's pretty cool. It has decent action for it. Lockup's good on it too. It doesn't have play, so I think it's pretty sweet. I'm finding myself going back to some of the budget stuff because even though I've handled some of the more expensive items, it doesn't really interest me in some sense. So it kind of goes back to some of those things. So this is my other one, and this one has play too. It's something about when you grab onto it. So I'm trying not to do it, but with grabbing onto it, the grip actually kind of disengages the liner lock. But if I grab it with the other hand, oh, never mind. Does it the same way. I don't know. But for some reason, both of my leaks have play, which is not great. Blur. Oops, sorry, hit the table. Yeah, Tucson does a lot of good stuff. There are direct market things, so that's where it's somewhat, at least my opinion on it, it is somewhat impractical to compare the exact pricing. Yes, it's good to have competition and everything else, but they're direct sellers, so they're going from them directly to the consumer. So there's not the markup and the dealers and everything else. So sometimes I think it's kind of expecting too much out of some knives, in my opinion, as far as that goes, because you're like, well, why don't you, like Tucson's doing this, why can't you get me this knife for that price under a regular dealer network and everything else? Because I don't know, it just seems like there should be. It's just hard to compete that way. Yeah, I don't know why these have play. Both of them. I didn't know that before, but like, yeah, grab onto it. Some that. Yeah, both of them. This one too. I don't know. Do not know why that is, but both of those have play on it. Oh, cool. Yeah, the leak is still a viable knife. It's still slicey. I always carry it tip down though. So a previous person said tip up only. The leak is tip down, just because it's such a high carry. Because you figure your pocket's going to be like there. I have a pen stand here somewhere. So you figure I mean that's that carry, and then tip up is going to be like that, which is not great. I was getting a little bit of flashing there. Was it starting to glitch out on your guys' end? Let's see. Yeah, I mean they're good deals for Tucson. You can get them, I think, now through White Mountain Knives. I think are bringing them in, and also CH Knives. I was getting CH knives for a long time before they were actually sold in the U.S. I still like the 3001, the 3510 for CH, and then special props if anybody knows what that means, because I was able to figure it out a while ago as far as what CH stands for. So put that in the comments as far as if you know. You won't win anything except for bragging rights though. So, but put that down there if you know what CH stands for CH knives. And that would be kind of an interesting little thing there. This one even for CRKT. I got this one for the Thorough. This one I had to modify a little bit as well because no, not cool hat. Good try though, but no. This one I modified a little bit because then the detent was a little bit too strong because I couldn't actually do a middle finger flick on it. So I actually was able to get it down under that 3-pound pull mark that I go by. And I did that with basically a Dremel and like a cone, the smallest cone shaped bit I had, and I just took it at an angle for it. So actually on the blade itself, you can kind of see where the path is. So I just took the Dremel bit and then went an angle to it, and then just took out a little bit of the material to get that detent to where I wanted it. So nobody wants to try for that. Marshall's the only one that wants to try for CH knives. Do people not like bragging rights anymore? But I like the design of this. I like TJ Schwartz as far as a designer anyway. So I did go with this one. I didn't go with the Overland. I did go with the Tuna instead. because then there are quite a few coming out. So this one I went with instead. But I do like it. After I modified it, kind of works pretty well. Cold hot dogs. I don't really like cold hot dogs. So with that, CH Crossfire Hurricane. Let's have you guys go with that a little bit more. This is actually a cool one too. So Zippo, for a while, other companies were making third-party inserts. So this is actually an official one from Zippo. So this one came in as a Christmas present, so that was pretty cool. The thing I don't like about it, though, this is plastic, which I guess is the point to it. There's some prior reason for that, but I don't like it. I would rather have this be metal instead of plastic. Like even the button's plastic. It still has the same sound to it, but so they have the dual one, and then they have a single burner or single one as well. I thought it was pretty cool when it came out, and with it being a official one, then I really liked it. I wouldn't have got it otherwise, but that's kind of the thing it goes. Yeah, shame about the plastic. I think that's what you're saying, but I think it's a shame for that. And also, this doesn't have a lifetime warranty. So even though it's Zippo, which backs all their stuff up, this probably because of seals and everything else, this only has a year warranty. So the case probably has the lifetime warranty, but the insert does not. So that's the one there. Actually, the Zippo, yeah, and everything's flipped around. I gotta figure that out. One thing I also did find out, so if anybody gets one of these, I went and turned it down to kind of almost the lowest it could go. So there's a low and a high. I have it right in the middle now, but I turned it down and then I filled it up, and then I was clicking on it, and it wasn't working. And then I figured, no, I ran out of fluid, so I put more fluid in it, and it kept on doing it. It would just puff, and it wouldn't work, What's up, Mark? Knives. Yep. If you have any questions, let me know about those. But it was just puffing. It wasn't working. I was clicking it. It wasn't working. I found out that I just had it turned down too much. So that's something that was frustrating. Like days would go by that I would keep on messing with it. I tried to empty the fluid, refill it, and the whole thing is I had it turned down too low. So that's a pretty cool one. I haven't had a Zippo before. I don't smoke, but it's just something I thought was pretty cool. That's what I got there. So it doesn't seem like anybody got it for CH knives. It's a kind of cool mechanism there. I like mechanisms. It's pretty neat. And then also, if anybody Groove Rings, they sent over the Zeus Rings, which are okay, but I feel that it catches. I have one that is hard to get off. There's a tungsten one, and I think like I'll lose a finger or something if I crush this. But I've had this for over 10 years, like 11 years now. And then the finish on it's good. I never have to replate it. I don't have scratches on it. So the material-wise, as far as longevity, works really well. But for the Zeus Rings, I found that it kind of caught on things more, and I noticed it more that I was wearing it. So I personally bought this one. There's a regular groove ring, and then this is kind of rounded off, smoother. So I personally would go for something like this. They have a lot of different styles for it. I just went with kind of a wood finish for that instead to try and pick that up. But I feel that that works a lot better than the Zeus Rings. The Zeus Rings have like an anti-stretch ring inside of it that's supposed to make it kind of last a little bit longer, but they do have, what is it, 94-year warranty or 98 years. And that's break it, lose it, anything else, they'll take care of you. So that's one thing good about Groove Rings. CH stands for China Knives. Nah, not really. But CH, so I think there's been a lot of people talking about it as far as guesses. CH stands for Companion of Honor. That's what CH is. So Companion of Honor Knives, CH. With the camera, so if anybody's taken apart a one of the Logitech 920s, I just watch some other videos before you do it. I thought it would just pop off. So one side has a little clip for it. One side has a screw. So I broke it. And then I didn't learn from that. So one has a clip, one has a screw. I broke that one too. So I think it'll go back on. But I did have to adjust these. What's up? How's it going? And then I just saw that you got one of these too. But those are all things on the table for it. Again, going back to it, for assisted side, Kershaw is good, very well as far as aesthetics go. CRKT kicks harder, and actually has a pretty cool mechanism for it. So I'd go with those. For by far my favorite as far as a friction folder is this beauty. There's a Fox Bassinelli Dragotac, and this thing is fantastic. So this one, I won't get rid of this. This thing is pretty awesome. Also, it does have the advertises more of a pressure point tool as well. So if you want to use this as a pressure point backup type of device, that's what that is. It can be used for anyway. But yeah, this thing's just gorgeous. Like, I really like the way this looks. I'm still trying to get used to the way this camera moves because everything's kind of reversed as far as everything goes. So I go right and then it goes left, and I go left and it goes right. So that's why I'm trying to get used to that as well. Just got home from work. All right. Yeah, but that's a pretty cool one. Another one coming back on the 16th is going to be this knife here. So anybody saw that one? So this is the Nurse. So this is the Gavco Nurse. This one should be coming out for it. There's a little bit of a discrepancy on pricing. LTK listed it for 120, 130. Drop said it would be 180. So we'll see on the 16th as far as what this comes out to be for the knife price. But it has a titanium pocket clip. I thought it was interesting. It was super thin for this pocket clip too. It's kind of wide at the end, but it's a very thin one. So if there's a milled titanium pocket clip, that's kind of cool. It doesn't have a backspacer, so some people like that, some people don't like that as far as that goes. But that's what that is. A tad bigger, yeah, I could see that. Because even if this was, I mean, it works for any of the places that have the 3-inch limitation. So that's kind of where I think this will probably strive in those type of situations. Even though, yeah, it would be nice if it was a little bit bigger, but that's where it's, I think, a tad under 3 inches for the blade for that. And then we still have this one too, as far as my copper matrix. So I did a few things on it. I removed the backspacer too. I didn't really care for the backspacer on this one. it already had the barrel spacer, so you just take off the back spacer, and then it already has the barrel spacers for it. But this one too, I had to go and modify because I did the same thing with the making a detent ramp on the closed position, because now I can actually lay my hand on it and still flip it out. So if anybody's had some of the other ones, I mean, you just breathe on this, and then yeah, you can't flip it open. So that's that one there. And then also an update for this one here. I guess I don't know if I've had a lot of opinions from it, but some opinions on this one here. So there's some progress at least for this. So they were able to figure out the mechanism for it. So probably in about a month and a half to 2 months, I'll have 4 prototypes made for this. And then so that's going to be now one that will be made. It feels like it's been forever, but there's still a lot of things that I'll be going for as far as getting the finer details made. Now I've got to build a website still, probably do a mailing list. So a lot of things that will be coming out from that. CH stands for China Knives. Yeah, you're incorrect. It's a companion of honor. So that's what that is, companion of honor. Yeah, so yeah, finally got some progress on this for it. So we're going to have a titanium pocket clip for it. Should have got a coffee or something. But titanium pocket clip is what this is going to have. G10 for the scale. Yeah, appreciate it. Hopefully it comes out well, and we'll be able to get it funded and taken care of. But G10, the prototypes are going to be black G10, red pivot collar, going to have a red back spacer. It's going to be G10 as well. So G10, G10, and then 14C28N for the blade steel. And then I'm probably going to go with multi-row bearings for it, but I don't know if that's going to make a big difference or not. But I am planning on doing multi-row bearings. But the only multi-row bearing that they had available is one that's seated in Teflon or plastic. It's not the one that's a metal race. So I kind of got to see what it is. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I got to sell like 250 to make it even happen. So that's where I got to get the mailing list and everything else set up. I ordered a label printer, trying to get the logistics kind of laid out as far as how I'm going to get everything shipped out. And then there is so many little details. So if you guys have questions on how it is to try and make a knife, as far as trying to build a brand, let me know in the comments too. I might make a video on that later on as far as the whole journey of the thing. But we'll see how that is. But I found that it was comfortable in all fashions. So basically this one, behind it. So if you can do pulls. Or that grip. Yeah. It's all those things for it. But that's kind of where that is. What else do I got? Mini knives. There's somebody that just recently got one of the Wesson knives. The other Wesson Henry, that one really did very well. Teflon bearing races are good to go. Okay, well, that might be what it is. So as far as multi-row within the other within the race. So the Wesson one, the microblade, compared to this, I think this is a better blade. They have another one with a different blade style too, but this I prefer a lot better than this. Overall, I like the jimping on this tab. It's kind of like a Bic lighter as far as the feel on it, but the relief to release the frame lock is a little bit sharper. The pocket clip is fairly horrible. I mean, that's like a non-existent ramp for that, which is, yeah, it's sucky. It's not great. This one is the Bastion Mini Braza Bro. So I mean, that's comparison to. So basically, some of the ramp there, and it's hard to do. So the ramp on this is pretty decent. It can get over your pocket pretty well. This one, not really. It flips well. Little knife flips well. Did anybody get the integral from Cutlery Lover? So he went through Bastion as well. He had to get 100 knives. He did meet the mark, so those will be coming out. I think a Therapeutic Edge ordered one. I don't know if anybody else did, but he did come out with an integral knife. So those are those. This one also got in. What do you guys think about the pocket clip? Oop, going the wrong way. I don't like it. There's a lot of things I don't like, I guess, but this is one thing I don't like. It was a long time to get this pocket clip, and then it was blue. I mean, I guess I can flame anodize it or something. Maybe if it was bronze, but it's blue. It doesn't match anything. Looks like a Hinderer clip. Yeah. But this I don't like. So on this flipper tab, it has this little ridge right here that is slightly sharp. So I would have preferred if they went all the way around, kind of like their micro switch, because this catches a little bit more than it needs to flip it out. So there's the Wesson. Bought this one when it came out on Kickstarter. I haven't used it much. I really haven't used it at all. It's just been sitting waiting for this pocket clip to come in. And then I got the pocket clip in, and then I was very depressed. Not very depressed, just disappointed. I would have preferred just a regular titanium pocket clip. Yeah, I think a bronze would be a way to go on this because it doesn't match anything. So I don't know if I could, because I don't think this is titanium, but it would be probably pretty cool if this would be bronze and kind of the hardware could be bronze as well. That would all kind of tie everything together. Yeah, it doesn't fit the rest of the knife. Yeah, when I got in, I was expecting just a raw titanium clip, and then when it was blue, I was just like, why is it blue? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that came in. So that's still available. They have G10. And I think whoever ordered the micarta version still has not gotten the micarta version. And it's been like a year, more than a year. Yeah. Just polish the blue off. Yeah, maybe. I just don't know if I'm going to be keeping it because it's one that I thought was cool when I ordered it. But the more I have it, the more I'm just like, I don't know if I really like it that much. So that's that one. Am I the only one that doesn't like this? For a while, like the Honey Badger was kind of like the hot ticket type of thing. I don't like it that much. What do I like? I'm being negative tonight because there's a lot of things I don't like. That like it was kind of like anticlimactic for this. How much was it? Which one? The Wesson? Well, the Wesson is a hipster thing. But how much was this? Or how much is this? There's a little bit of lag, so I'm going to be asking the question, and you'll type something, and then probably about 10 seconds later, I'll get it. Mark Wesson. This was, I think, 140-ish. I think that was about right. Then I had to buy the pocket clip for like 25 bucks. I think. I'm not sure. It's been a long time. I guess another thing for that. What does Wesson mean? I'm all about, I guess, the random questions tonight. But any guesses on what Wesson stands for? I got that directly from Billy as far as what it means. So Billy is the owner of Wesson. He's normally at all the blade shows, SHOT shows. He was at SHOT Show as well. But Wesson has a meaning, not Wesson oil. It has its purpose, though. Wesson oil is good for some things. But I got this one because it was the newest one. It was the Warren Cleaver and everything else. But it's not my favorite knife. Like if someone was going to ask me to recommend a knife, I would not say Honey Badger. Like I just don't know why. Like it's okay. It has a decent action for it. Yeah, I know. It just was getting so many rave reviews, and it was like, you got to get a Honey Badger, get a Honey Badger. There are good things about it. I more dislike about it, but Spyderco. I mean, why can't you chamfer the actual Spidey hole? Like I don't understand that. Like just finish it. But that's where it's just like this actually is chamfered. So all the way through this opening has a chamfering. So it doesn't, when you actually flick it with your finger, it doesn't like take layers of your fingernail off, which is great. I think that's good. Do that. but Spyderco doesn't do that. It's probably a reason they have, like it has better grip or something, but no, just chamfer the thing. So I don't know. And also the pocket clip. So one thing that Spyderco did that was really well, they had this grippy texture for it, but then they actually put the logo under it. So like move that logo onto this side. That side. I know you want to show it off. That side. Logo right there. Right there. Pocket clip. You blew the D10 out on the Honey Badger? Like it stopped working? Honey Badger is a deep carry flipper D2 in plastic. It is, yes. All those things are correct. That's not good. I think this one had a little bit stronger detent, so it's breaking in. But yeah, I haven't had that issue. Did you hear that Boker's picking them up also? So Boker, it will be the distributor, exclusive distributor of Honey Badger knives in, I think, Europe or somewhere. So that was one of the more recent things. Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully it was within warranty period there. That's that knife. What else I got? Do you guys have any questions? I've been talking a lot. It's been 54 minutes. I don't have giveaways like JB does, though. So we'll get that figured out sometime, too. You like the pocket clip screws? Yes, that is very nice. That's good. But let's see. This is also very good. So this is still my favorite as far as a now I forgot the name, but the Luna. This is my favorite so far. Yeah, hopefully the warranty is still good after 10 minutes. I think you're safe there. But just the sound on this is very good. Yeah, this one's kind of ingenious in a way because the pocket clip screws are from the inside out, and it's a really good height, so it's not going to actually, it doesn't protrude any. And also even the style of it, I mean, that's a really nice carry clip for this one, for the Luna. Still my favorite one so far. I have this one in the titanium version, and is yet to be dethroned because even the Benchmade one I don't like. I call it sloppy, but I think I'm like a lot of things that I say, I'm like probably the only one that has issue with it. But there's something about the Benchmade that it doesn't have a middle stop that's like solid. It has a sloppy little middle stop where you can actually move the blade a lot. If anybody has the Benchmade proper and you love it, great. There's blades for everybody. But who makes the Luna? It's the Real Steel. Real Steel Luna. Real Steel is a company that has consistent quality for their knives. Still China made for their knives, but their quality is consistent. So that one is, that's something I really like. There's a micarta out there somewhere. Where's the micarta version? Anybody know? There is a micarta version of this knife in Europe, I think. But this is, what is this non-locking thing? For some reason, I'm having a total lapse of memory. It's not a lock. It's a slip joint. Slip joint. Yes, slippy slip joint. Yes. For some reason, I totally lost that word out of my mind. But this is my favorite slip joint. Period. So far. Granted, I'm not an expert in this, but I have a few little ones. This one, also a modern one. No half stop. Ambidextrous clip. The ledge. Still haven't done a review on it. Had it for like 6 months, but I bought it, so there's no time frame on that one. I have this one that's pretty cool though. The Schmidt and Morgan Heritage Series. Real Steel, the company which makes oversized knives. No, I don't think so. They're a China brand for Real Steel. You're talking about Cold Steel? I think you're talking about Cold Steel. Cold Steel is still, I mean, they're pretty good too, though. They have some good quality. But this is this one here. So this I like better than my GEC. My GEC sucks. I don't like it. Yep. So this one, sorry, everything's backwards. It's like a mirror. Farm and field tool. This is the spring's too strong on this. I don't know if there's an old one. It's probably better now, but the spring's too strong on this. I just, it's not comfortable. It's not something I enjoy using. Rip my fingernail off. I don't know. It just, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Yes, it's my card. I like the look of it. I sent it in for service because I don't know if it was because the spring was too strong, but then it would hit a piece in here, so it actually took a divot out of the blade. So I think all they did is just sharpen it more, so it would actually get past that. Yeah, it's very strong. Maybe it's one of those things where that's the purpose, so it'll last for generations. So in 50 years, then it'll be an acceptable level of tension. But it's not great. So that's that one. So that's why the real steel is still, I guess not still, but is my current leader in the knives. So for a slip joint, that's the way to go. People complain about as far as like the spring being too light. I like it. I like the sound of it. It's not enough. It's not a lot of tension for it. Worried about it closing, but then like in holding the knife, so it has jimping on the bottom side. So when you're actually holding it and actually using it, when it starts to close on you, the blade itself pushes into your thumb, and the jimping on the bottom pushes a little bit. So I'm putting pressure on it, and it's staying well open. Like I'm not cutting myself. You could still cut yourself, but yeah, I don't like that knife, the other one, like that. So this is my, so going back to old styles, favorite friction folder, favorite slip joint. What will beat it? I don't know. There will be something. Maybe. I've had this for a while. Nothing's beat it yet. I don't think anything's going to beat this. So if you want a friction folder, Fox Drag Attack Bustinelli collaboration. Fantastic. Those are all those things. No, it seems like everything's working well. I think this has been the most enjoyable live stream version because nothing's failed on me. Like, videos worked, video looks clear. I think it's clear. Nobody said it sucked yet, but everything looked pretty good. Audio side, I don't know how that's coming in, so you guys tell me that. But what else do we have going on? That's about it. Oh, I also have this. This I will probably also sell. What is that? Audio's good? Good. This one has basically a stereo speaker, so I guess any streaming camera I guess has it, but so it has two speakers on both sides, and then of course the little camera in the middle. A box. I am selling a box. I might need to sell toilet paper. Some of those memes are pretty darn funny. It's really bad. I went to the store and there was absolutely no toilet paper. I'm not out of toilet paper, but I was like, oh, that might be a good idea to pick up some. There was absolutely no toilet paper on the whole shelf. Like none. Not even the Scotch roll. The Scott's single roll. Nothing crazy. Box. I thought your favorite is. I don't have any Crooked Rivers. You're getting mixed up. I was around before. Well, I was on YouTube before, but you're thinking about Blade Banker, not Blade Banter. So a little different guy. I didn't shave my head. Good guy though. I do watch his channel as well for Blade Banker, not Banter. Where's my patch? I got a patch somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh. It's backwards though. That's me. No problem, Gregory. But no, I don't have any Crooked Rivers actually. I have no Crooked Rivers. I have a much smaller collection than he does. I don't have everything on a spreadsheet. It's a good idea, especially if you lose it all, or if it goes up in a fire, or gets stolen. Might be good to have. I don't have that. I give a nickel for the box. Yeah, I guess I could sell you the box for a nickel. Oh, this is probably some people's grill. Nickel box. Nickelback. Oh no, demonetized. No, I don't know. But I got this nicely enough. Steve Milk signed up for it. He got the email confirmation, and then he didn't want to pick it up. So I took his place in line. It is white, and I have no intention of dyeing it, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it. But I went with white because I went through every single one of a lot of the ones that they had showing all the knives that were made, and I did not see any white knives. They had white G10. I didn't see, out of all the orders that they had, I did not see a white knife. So I was like, I'll order a white knife. And then on the same order, there was like 3 or 4 white knives. Like all the other ones before that, no white knives. And then the order that I made, there was like 3 or 4 white knives. But I probably have the only white knife, Skaha 2, with a left-hand carry. Why did I do that? Because I just wanted to see what it looked like. I have no purpose of doing that. I carry right-handed, but I ordered it with the left-hand option to see what it looked like. So why wouldn't Skaha Arms put pocket clip to be deep carry? I don't know. They might have a purpose for it. It's probably because of how deep the liner is, because they don't have a true liner for it. So it's kind of an interesting design because it's the G10 slabs. It has just the liner lock, and so at the end of the liner lock is the pocket clip. So that's where the pocket clip is the end of the actual liner lock. So it goes all the way up to here, and this is where it ends. So that might be the purpose. And also it is easier to take something out of your pocket with it not being totally deep carry. But I mean, I don't know. It's all right. So I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not deep carry. But to take it out of your pocket, I mean, you have something to grab onto. You got something grabbing onto the clip itself. It's sometimes it's a little slippery. So I don't know, like this is kind of the same thing. Like I guess the same thing with this. Not exactly the same, but this got a lot of rave stuff. And then when I got it, I was like, it's all right. This had a lot of rave about like how great the action was, and like it's like the action of it is like multiple times more than it costs. It's not bad. It's good, but it wasn't like amazing. And also even the flipper tab, I think this jimping could be a little bit less. But that's one thing I notice each time I flip it. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this. Oh, hopefully I didn't blow your eardrums out. But I will have to start selling some stuff. Because yeah, the printer that I got to make shipping labels was like $200. I still got to make the website. I'm probably going to use Squarespace or Wix to make the website. And then probably stamps.com for shipping. That's probably what I'm going to do. Chef knife. I don't know if that's good. I don't know a lot about chef knives, but it probably is good. What's that? I'm going to try and also work with, wait, what are you at? The knives on your table appear to be flipper tabs. A good deal of them. Thumb studs. Thumb studs. Thumb studs. Not thumb studs. Nope. Yeah, but a lot of them. I still like flipper tabs. This is going to be a flipper tab. Flipper tab, thumb studs, removable thumb studs for anybody that does not like them. But yeah, I like a lot of deployments. I like quite a few. More the merrier. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I should have it by. I will have it by Blade Show. I'm planning on being in Atlanta, but I'll have that by then. I do like button locks. That's why I made this a button lock. Button lock, flipper, thumb studs. And why did I? I made this knife partially because nobody else is making what I want. Like, as strange as that is, like, Hogue. What's a Hogue? Bug out? That's not a Hogue. Is this what you're talking about? What are you talking about? Where's the Hogue? Next to the bug out. This? I'll keep my finger on it. Is that a Hogue next to your bug out? That? I'll keep it there. But CRKT Tytac 2 was one of my favorite button locks, but it's sloppy. Their new one that they came out with, which is the TIE Fighter, and I got the mini TIE Fighter. They didn't improve a thing on the button lock, and the button lock is sloppy. It's like, do something about it. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Black and white. This one? Black, blue and black. This one. Nope, not a Hogue. Kershaw leak. There's a certain name to this finish. I don't think it's just called black and blue though. But yes, they didn't improve on their button lock, and there's not a lot out there. There's Brian Ty's knife. There is Real Steel makes the Griffin. ProTech has some manuals, and that's a thing. Like, I considered making this in the United States. I reached out to some companies, and they're too busy with their own knives. so as much as you want to have something made in the United States, it's difficult because most places will not make your knife. So I reached out to a few different people to kind of see how much it would cost, and they weren't interested because they're too busy on their own stuff. Sit down carry only in the Kershaw. Yeah, and then I have like the Cold Steel mini, not the mini Tough Light, but the Cold Steel Tough Light. I carry tip down as well. Yeah, most things are tip up. Yeah, that's even tip up. Yeah, I think I carry tip up on most things. And these are just the random knives. I have like a few drawers. I lost track of how many knives I have. So that's kind of one of those things. A Freeman, yeah, Freeman Outdoor has theirs. I don't know if he makes his own or who makes it for him. It seems like he makes his own, or at least like does a prototype. I don't know if he makes all of it. Oh, and then there's also there's another company too, Spartan. Spartan makes button locks or has button locks, but yeah, there's not really a lot of market for the button lock. I mean, there's market for it, but there's not a lot of companies making button locks. And then I was surprised too because Kaiser makes Tangram. Tangram makes a pretty solid button lock. So I approached them about doing a button lock, and then it said it's too complicated. So I was like, okay. So that was kind of a weird thing. Even the screws he makes, that's impressive. That is impressive. I did not find his address. I thought it was a business, but it's actually his house. So I drove by his house because he is in Oregon for Freeman Outdoor. But yeah, that address for his business is his home. So he probably does a lot of it out of his garage. Stick of butter? That looks like a stick of butter? I haven't heard that before. More so the color, maybe? Although most butter is kind of yellow. Yeah, that's pretty cool about him as far as Freeman Outdoor. I did an interview with him once, I think at the 2018 Blade Show West. So that's kind of a cool thing. Yeah, so far I'm liking the setup though. I think it's working out pretty well for live streams, laptop, Logitech camera. I think it works out pretty well. Haven't had any issues. Yeah. I don't know. If it works for you, it works for you. It would make a pretty fancy butter knife. I mean, butter some bread, won't cut you, extremely safe. Folding butter knife. So those are those things. I got a whole bunch of other ones. Does any even SOG for a brand? I don't like SOG very much either. I don't know. What is the copper knife next to the blue one? This one? Copper Natrix? Copper Natrix. Yeah, so, and this, hopefully they fixed it on the extra large version, but if you remove the pocket clip on this one, the first one I removed the pocket clip because I wanted to patina evenly, and then I lost all detent because the actual sub lock ties into the pocket clip, and yeah, for some reason it doesn't work well. I was not impressed. Yeah, I would agree with that. The Terminus XR is probably the only one that's okay. It's not something that I've bought yet. They do have S35 VN version as well, but I still don't. I have two SOGs. I have the Vulcan, and I have something else. I have the Zoom Mini and the Vulcan somewhere. Those are the two that I have. Definitely goofy. Yeah, I mean, I just thought that they would have not had that happen. It was kind of an interesting thing that happened. What else we got? Oh, here we go. So this is one of my SOGs that I have, which is the Vulcan. And this was actually from the Knife Beater, so he gifted this to me, which is pretty cool. I thought about getting this at one point, and I never did. So this is like a flipper that's not a flipper because it doesn't work. It's really bad. So you got to use wrist on it to open this up. I do want to look at that Tops sword though. And has anybody saw that Gerber? The Gerber, the one that looks like a ballad song, is so ridiculous, so crazy that it's pretty cool. I was thinking about like getting that at one point. I'm not going to anytime soon, but it was kind of just one of those things where it's just stupid. They could just like, I mean, if they thought about it so you don't cut your fingers off, but I mean that thing was just humongous, and then it just folds out, and I mean it's thought of well where it locks in certain positions, so you have to move your fingers out of the way and close it the rest of the way. It's pretty darn cool. Name escapes me now. Somebody will chime in as far as what that is, but yeah, it's just dumb enough to be fun. Yes, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. It's just something that's just crazy. And then I don't have it with me, but The dactyl. Do you guys think that that CRKT had the or still has the dactyl? And also, this is the kind of that snap lock type of thing too. Is this something that you guys think would actually do well if they brought it back or elevated steel? I'm just curious. It's kind of cool little stuff. Ooh, this sucks too. This one's not good. I like the way it looks overall, but this is kind of poor. It doesn't. There's also a stat gear. I like the Asus, but this I don't like very much. It looks kind of cool, but it doesn't feel very good. Yeah, there's just another stat gear that's laying around. I think I bought it when I bought the ledge. JB, did you like this one for the slinger? I don't. I thought I would like it. Some of their videos, it was like the customer saying that it was like so great. I was like, I'll give it a try. It wasn't great. Not great. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, that's an interesting fix. I found this at one point. I think I got this off of Facebook posting somewhere. It was like the 125th anniversary one. It was like 125th anniversary on the blade. Oop, come on. Yeah, I'll be able to see that. Kind of see that. This is kind of cool one. I just got it because it was that 125th anniversary. Anyway. So, any other questions, concerns, issues, comments, things you'd like to know? On the regular one on the sidewalk. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're all over the place for the Swiss Army knives. Pretty good stuff. I like the one with the metal scales. Works a lot better for me. Was a knife by this one? Let me know if that's the one that you're talking about. Again, there's lag, so I'll hold it up for a bit. Yeah, well, the QSP, you've seen all the new models so far. If you watch the SHOT Show videos, so there's the Hawk, the Falcon, and the Mustang. Those three. So this one was a 2020 model for the Penguin. So the Hawk is fantastic. So that one has like a sandalwood as well, and then the carbon fiber on the Hawk. I mean, even Benchmade came by twice to take a look at it. So I think that's going to be a winner for that. This one is the Browning. This is the Easy Money. I got this for $10. I think it's like $10 to $25 you can find online. So it's kind of an interesting mechanism for it. There's 3 different blade shapes. A drop point, there's a dagger, and then there's one other one somewhere. I forgot which one that is. So I tried to remove this little locking mechanism, and it doesn't work. So I thought that maybe with this little detent, you would hold it in place, but it's not. It doesn't work that well for that. So this little locking bar is necessary. So it actually locks into this little spot here. So that's what that is. So you push that out of the way, swing it open, push it out of the way again, so it locks into open position, swing it closed. Nah, I don't think you'll lose a finger. Maybe on the dagger blade if you go and double sharpen it. But yeah, this was a kind of cool one that I saw. And Browning actually has some pretty interesting knives. So you have that Browning. So that was found because of this one. This is where I learned about some of the Browning knives. But yep, that's about it. So 15 people on. So thank you very much for joining in. This is the one that was provided in the pass round side. So for the fast lane, again, assisted for CRKT is very snappy. So snappy action, if that's what you're going for, go over to CRKT. It would be a pretty good one. That's about it. Let me know if there's anything else before I go. I'll try and find anything else to look at that's near me. I have the little pouches here. These are kind of, I think, some that I don't know if they're more important to me. Some things that I kind of came across. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's an actual one, the actual designer. I think it was made back in like the 60s of this type of design. There's also a swing lock that you can get. There's a custom maker. I don't know if he's still alive, but there's kind of a following for this type of locking mechanism for a swing lock. So these are my random ones. So this is a 3001. So if you don't have one of those, this is a fantastic one. Titanium, and this one has, I don't know what type of blade steel this is. It's either VG10 or D2. For that one, then my Smooth Criminal. This one is a button lock that's good, has a lot of good tolerance, but the flipper tab kind of is not good. It's been I've actually cut myself recently, not too recently because it healed by now. Which finger did I get? This one. So I cut the tip of my finger right there. I don't cut myself very often, but I did cut myself on this one. Where are you? There. So I cut myself on the Ready. This one has a great sound to it. So this you can get. It's a Williamson. So it's Williamson Copenhagen is his production brand. Still made in China, but there's a D2 steel with G10. You can get it from Chicago Cutlery. Yeah, but you can get this from Chicago Cutlery. It's like I got it for like $63 with free shipping. So it was actually a pretty good deal for that for D2. And then also one thing that's nice about it is normally he has the name of the knife on the actual pocket clip, but you also get one for that doesn't have it. So the first thing I did was take off the other one and I put this one on. It comes with the package. You get a patch as well. The packaging is really horrible though. It's really bad. It's probably one of the worst packaging that I've experienced in a long time. It's like, well, who cares about the packaging? Most people don't, but it is part of the experience. And that's the packaging. This is the packaging of the Williamson Copenhagen. And it's probably good for like retail stores type of thing, but so this is how it's displayed in there. You have the knife like so. So it's probably good for a retail shelf, but I don't like that. Nope. But I do like the knife. Take care, guys. So that's the one I got there. So that's the one I cut. Oh, I dropped my knife. It's okay. Oh, and Marshall. There you go. So you were asking about that one. I think I showed you a picture of it before. The blade's pretty bad, though. I'm probably going to change the blade later. Yeah, back like a Pokemon toy. I'll probably change the blade eventually to the one with the hole, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the Silver 12 carbon fiber by Death of All Things. And I like the mini grip better than the 940. I said it. That's what I mean. I had the opportunity to get the 940. I like the grip 2 inch better. So this is another CH. This is a 3510. This is VG10. Carbon fiber. Not so deep carry. Go with the black coated 555 HG blade. I don't know if that would match that. Nakamura. So this one will wave out of your pocket though, which is kind of a plus and a minus. If you don't want that, which blades, which steel for this? You got to type down as far as which one you're talking about for which steel. Boost blade smoke. This is probably, I think this is by far, so far, the best front flipper that I've experienced. It seems to be very, very well thought of as far as everything that was done for it. Yeah, it's just done really well. Built by We. Oh, nice. I got to get caught up on that thing. It's gotten so out of control for the PMI sheet and the Rockwell, and I got to go and keep up on that again. But it's good that it works. Yeah, this is nice. I got this from Kyle Lamphere, so you can check out his channel as well. So this is one that I won from his channel, and I still haven't sharpened it yet, but yeah, you can probably see a little chip right about here. So he said that was caused by this falling and guillotining his toe. So this is toe bone chip. So yeah, so I haven't done that to myself, but eventually I'll get this sharpened. So that's the random packs. So for anybody that's joining in later on, thank you for joining on. If you made it this far, hopefully you have a safe drive to work or had a good time using the restroom or whatever else you're doing. If anybody else has any type of things that you have questions on, let me know in the comments. Let me know as far as what you have. Yeah, it was a pretty nasty chip on that blade. So I'll see what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, keep an eye out on this one. I'm gonna have to sell about 250 of those to make that a reality. I'm gonna go to the Kickstarter for that. Kickstarter takes about 10% of the total funding, so I'm gonna have to factor that in. I think I'm gonna probably work out free shipping for the orders as well. So you don't need to worry about that side. And I'm trying to think about all the other things I'm going to include with the knife. But it's moving. It's slow moving, but it's moving. So we'll see how that works out. So anything else at all, let me know. Otherwise, we'll do a countdown from 10. So we'll do that again for things. But check out the channel, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We'll see how things go. And I'll keep on moving along as well. So thank you all for joining in. Let me know as far as the comments down below, as far as anything else that you'd like. And counting down, if nobody else has any questions, anything at all, you can ask it and I'll answer mostly. But 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, still do 10 to use 14C28. 14C28 is the steel I plan to use for this. Estimated price point about $75 as far as what I'm looking for on that. So thank you for the question, Gregory. So if not anything else, starting over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'll release as far as the name of that stuff too. I haven't named the model yet, but I have named the brand, as long as nobody takes it from me. Appreciate it. We'll see how things go with the sale and everything else, and we'll see how everything comes together. Appreciate everybody for joining in. As it goes, 14C28N. Yes, 14C28N is the steel that I'm planning to go with that. And then I will the working prototype that they were finished off with the action kind of looks like a Medford in a way. It gets like super thick. I might do a chunky titanium version if this one works out. I might do a chunky one as well, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, 14C28N is the steel that we'll be going for on that. But yeah, that'll be the secondary plan. So if this one goes well, or maybe I'll do a stretch goal. If it does really well, then I'll do a stretch goal and do like a full titanium chunkier one. But we'll see. Do my best on it, and then we'll see where the chips fall, how everything works, and everything like that. And we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, we can get the list together once the drop happens, hopefully it can get funded pretty quickly. So then it'll continue a trend, because that's going to be the hard thing about it. It will not be integral. It's going to be G10. There is an integral lock from Reich, though, which is kind of interesting. They have a G10 integral knife. It might look kind of integral because it's going to be G10 and G10. So it'll look, well, it's going to be a different color. But I guess if you wanted the plain black on black, you could do that. But it's going to be, I'm going to keep most of the metal up here is the plan for the locking mechanism and everything. And then the rest is going to be a G10 slab, basically all the way down, and a G10 backspacer. So no, not an integral though. Yeah, I don't know how you'd get the button lock installed and everything else, and you almost would need to have like a cartridge that you would basically install and screw in to. I don't know how that would work for an integral, but I haven't seen it yet, so maybe some point. But yeah, it would be kind of hard to do for an integral lock. But yeah, I added this as far as this groove to kind of do a style point for it. So this is going to be here for the knife. So if you didn't notice, like this is actually the swoop of the blade. So these two, this is basically this angle. Well, it's not going to be really skeletonized because it's going to be a G10. So G10 is going to be all the way through. So we're going to keep, the plan is to have the lock up here, and then the rest is going to be G10. So kind of how the Skaha 2 is in a sense, because in the Skaha 2 is basically G10 slabs with the liner. There's going to be planned on being G10 slabs and G10 backspacer with the hardware for the lock in this section here, and not all the way down. So it shouldn't have full liners. So the weight should be pretty good for it. And that's planned. So we'll see how the prototypes come out. We'll see what the weight comes out to be. We'll see how the finished product is, and kind of go from there. I have high hopes for it, but we'll see when it gets here. Is kind of where I'm sitting right now. But appreciate the questions on that, Gregory. Yeah, but keep an eye out. That's the plan for everything there. And I'm probably not going to include a cleaning cloth. Hopefully you have enough cleaning cloths that you don't need another one, but I wasn't planning on doing that. But let me know as well. Alrighty, guys. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And thank you very much for stopping in. I do appreciate that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, follow it as you can. You want an old dish rag? That might be harder than getting the other one. But all right, my voice is going, so I'm going as well. So thank you very much. Let's end it out. If you made it all the way to the end, SD card is the word of the day, just for fun. And thank you very much. Include a sticker. Yeah, sticker is cool. I'm thinking about a coin. But thanks a lot. Take care. Thanks for joining in.